So I have no idea currently how long this video is going to be, so let's just get into it. Welcome back to Lizard of Doom. I am Max, and about 3 months ago I put out a video saying we were going to save 40k by making a kit bash for every faction. Now this is that video. I've got my community together, we've entered a competition, there are prizes, so let me go through them now. So the first place prize will win their pick of brush sets from Chronicle cards. They will be able to pick either the Kalinsky Sable, the Wolf Bristle, or the dry brushes, and they will also get $60 worth of paints from Pro Acryl by Monument Hobbies. What a winning little bundle we have there. Also, I will be making, you can see this purity seal behind here, I'll be making one in gold for the winner, one in silver for second, and one in bronze for third. Not only do second and third get their purity seals, but also they will get their pick of the brushes that are left over after the first person's pick, and then the third person will get whichever set is left after the second person's picked. Sound reasonable? Right, so this is a competition with 50 different kit bashes in it. That is a lot of kit bashes to get through. So let me tell you about the sponsor of this video, because goddamn this is a lot of work, so let me make some money on this. Let's go. This is the crate from Only Games, and for October it is Orc themed. So you only have a couple of days to get this one, so act fast now. The link is in description and you can get it completely for free. Just pay shipping, and I'll tell you how at the end of this sponsored segment. So these are some lovely sci-fi rocket orcs. So you can get 3 of them in a box. Normally it's only a tenner for these boxes, but as I said, you get them for free with my code. And you also get 20% off all of the sculptors' miniatures on Only Games. Their sculptor is on screen now, and the code for that is OCTCrate20. That is not the code for the free crate. That is coming in a second. But if you want these 3 boys, go and check them out now. Now the fantasy one is awesome. I always say the fantasy ones are good for D&D, and this one is no disappointment if you're looking for some fantasy orcs for something like that. The sculptor for this is on screen now. You can also get 20% off all of their miniatures right now for OCTCrate20. That's the code you need to use at checkout. The link is down below, as I've said. This is a great subscription service where you can get your monthly fix of miniatures for £10. That's just £10. And there are also masterclasses by Duncan Rhodes. Yeah, boy. Mr. Two Thin Coats himself is working on this project too. And as I said, we are very near the end of October, so if you want these orcs, now is the time. So if you're a D&D player, a fantasy gamer, or just a painter, these are great for you. Check out Only Games. My special link down below does give me a little kickback. It is an affiliate link, so I get a percentage of whatever you spend on there, and I get a little email notification every time. So if you want to spam my inbox with them, that would be great. Now, the way you can get these boxes for free is to follow that link and use code LIZARDCRATE, all capitals, at checkout. That's LIZARDCRATE. Get this for free now. Right. If you've never seen the format of these videos before, first we go through my entry into the creator category. I opened this up to any creators on YouTube, and I had 4 people reach out. I had more than that, but some dropped out last minute. As always, I had 4 people that came through for me and made entries for this. So this is going to be its own separate category without prizes. This is just for the pure honour of being the best creator on YouTube. And I've won quite a few times. So without further ado, let's look at how I made my kit bash, and you can check out all of the other channels down below in the description to see how they've made their entries. They'll be sending people here, I'm sending people there. This is how this works. Some of the videos are up now when this video goes live. Some will come out soon, so keep an eye on their channels. Corsaro Khan. For some reason, they gave him no bike, but that's okay because I bought these 3 bikes on eBay for half the price of a normal bike squad. It's just going to take a little bit more work to get Corsaro Khan on one of these. So first of all, I had a little look at all the different bits and came up with a plan, thinking I could get that eagle on there and replace the actual chainsword of this bike with the sword from Corsaro Khan, and that would work pretty well, but it was going to be a little bit more work than that. But first, I stripped all of these bikes to get them looking fresh and new. Once they were out, I could see the repair job on top was a bit chunky. That was not great. The little gaps on top of the bikes are incredibly annoying, but I don't let them bother me too much on the rest of my bikes, and I just left them. This person who previously owned these has decided that they need to mound green stuff over that gap. So I carved that down to prepare it for the next part. After they were clear, I clipped a load of bits off a bike to make room for the Khan. See, this Khan wasn't going to be the normal Khan of the White Scars. This was going to be my own successor chapter's Khan. This is the Akai Hobbies Khan, Sasu Khan. So now I took the actual body of the Khan model and started clipping off the legs to make it fit on the legs of the biker that were already molded into the bike. There's no other option. They are molded in, so it had to be this way. Once I had got that to a point I was happy with, I then moved on to the cape, because this big cape was not going to fit on this bike. No way in hell. So I had to clip that off and then shape it around. I tried to use a scalpel to put a little bit of texture back into the bottom of the fur areas to make it look organic again, but this still wasn't small enough. It wasn't going to tuck down the back there, so I had to take that bottom bit off and do it all again. Great! Once that was done, I took these White Scars shoulder pads and thought this is going to be a little bit tricky, but I need to remove that to put my own custom chapter marking on there, for which I use nail art transfers. This was a lot of scraping, but eventually I got something nice and flat. But this wasn't the only place I had to do this to put my own successor chapter markings on. There were others. The shoulder pad, the display bit on top of his backpack, and the belt were all areas that needed to be scraped smooth. After that, the sword. This arm fits in there perfectly, and the biker arms are a little bit iffy. So I clipped this forearm off and plan to take the horsey head off and the power blade off and the bottom of the chainsword off and the top of the chainsword off and mash them together. Perfect. There were going to be a few more issues because I did want him to be holding on to the bike, so I'd have to choose an arm to get rid of. And it was looking like the eagle arm would go. But then I had to think, what am I going to do with that eagle? Also, someone had done a little bit of weathering on this bike by gouging 2 lines in it that I was not happy with.
What's that? Brother,
So I had this bike in my bits box. It is an old Deathwing bike, and it is so much smaller than the new modern bikes. This is the bit from that bike I was interested in though. This would make a nice display piece for the front and make it a nice regal bike for a Khan. After that, I also used some decorative bits from my Space Marine bits collection and had this for a bike. I've put some markings on the side there, and the purity seals help add movement. Those fancy guns and wings from the Deathwing bike on the front, and also the markings on the side helped cover up that scratch. Now, I had thoughts about this hood ornament I put on. It was an eagle I placed on the bonnet. I decided to move that to the back because placing the eagle on the bonnet of the bike gave me an idea. So I put the actual eagle on the bonnet of the bike. This was a bit of an amalgamation of arms now on the right hand side. It actually took 4 different Space Marine arms to make that one arm hold on to get everything in the right angle. But at least he looked like he was driving his bike and not no-handing it. After this, I used an industrial wet wipe that had dried out. I'd previously used it to clean up some pigment powder from the last time I did Space Marines, and then I applied PVA glue all over it. This would be to make his cape. I'm using this industrial one because I hope the textures would look cool and just add a little something to the cape and it wouldn't be all smooth. And last time I'd used wet wipes, you could see like the materials and the string in it, and the material this is made of, rather than normal wet wipes, is less cottony and stringy. So I poked that into place. Once I had it there, it looked like a natural kind of folded up cape where the Khan had sat on his bike and it was spilling out this side and blowing in the wind slightly. After that was dry, I primed it all in white for my White Scars, and it has all come together very, very nicely. It now looks like one model once you prime it rather than a modge podge of different things. Now I had a choice to make with this video. Do I show you the entire painting of this miniature? Or do I direct you to this video, which is on the channel, which is my entire paint scheme, which I'm just doing again on this model that I did on an entire army of White Scars. So that's what I'm doing. This is the video in the top corner now. So if you'd like to see the paint scheme for this army, go and watch that video because I have got a lot to get through. So let's cut to the cool bit and have a look at the Khan. Thank you to my Patreons. You can see across the bottom, they are going to be the judges in this painting competition, and they are going to vote on who wins the prizes, the best creator category, all of it. So if you want to join them, I'm also going to link that in the top corner now. Top right, you can join from as little as £1. Right, let's go through the creator category first. I'm going to be looking at my screens down here. I'm going to have my pictures and all my information and the voting. I haven't checked the results of the voting yet, so this is all going to be new as I look at it with you. So our first entry into the creator category is John from Flying Raven Studios, making his return from the first one of these where we did a Christmas kit bash last year with this lovely Weird Boy Orc for the Beast Snaggers. They don't have their own specific one. Now this is a lovely option and a model that should exist. Did I mention that was the theme of this? We're making models that we believe should exist in all of these factions. Maybe that should have gone in at the start. So this is a lovely option, and this is going to be in the creator category with all of the rest of us. Check out their channel for the making of this lovely great entry, really nicely put together, really fits the Beast Snaggers. Pretty solid. Now our second entry is from Ruby at Roll1 to Explode. They have made this lovely Dark Angels. They're Dreadwing, and they have got an array of weapons. Let me read out what they've put here. Heavy bolter with psi rounds, Phosphex incinerator cannon, and radium rifle. Now, I have no idea what they do, but some of you will. Really nice paint jobs, the red against the black, really nice kind of alien scene on the base as well. Mwah! Good job, Ruby. And now Trisky from Unlucky Rolls, aka Grom the Orc. You might know them on YouTube by that name. This is going to be on their Unlucky Rolls channel, but they do have another channel, Grom the Orc. Now they wanted a proper looted vehicle back, something with a stat line from another faction, but with some orc jank on top of it. And now this is a massive kind of Baneblade-esque orc tank that is really fitting that niche that is now gone, wiped out. You cannot do it, but you should be able to, and I agree with that. And next we have miniature painter Al. This is their Imperial Knight / Deathcore of Creed with the massive shovel there, and mounted the gun on top, which looks cool. I've seen this done before where they mount the gun on top of the knight, and I quite like it up there. It looks like it fits up there. Nice few little Deathcore of Creed guys on the base stepping over the trench. I've seen that before. That's always cool when you do that on knight bases. Knights are hard because the older kits you can't move their legs, so you have to put them on something flat, so it's a really nice way to add some interest to the base. And then finally, Shaboy with his Khan. He has made it, and I am number 5 in this category. These are the photos I submitted for the vote. I am rapid firing through these because we have 50 to cover. So if you want to have a little more of a look at these, then please do either join the Patreon for £1, you can see them all, or you can pause the video on ones you want to have a look at. Now the winner of this category. Let's do runners up, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. I'll find it now. So the runners up on the creator category are tied for votes. Everyone got votes in this. Are number 3, so that's the Orky Baneblade, and then it is the Knight as well, the Deathcore of Krieg Knight. So that is from Risky Rolls and also Miniature Painting Al. Unlucky this time, lads, have another try. And then in 3rd place, we have John's Weird Boy from Flying Raven Studios. Hell yeah, number 3. And then in 2nd place, it's me or Roll1 to Explode. And it is Roll1 to Explode. And with a quarter of the votes on this, these Dreadwing Dark Angels take 2nd place. So silver trophy to you, Ruby. And that means your boy's done it again. Your boy is the winner. Yes, with 42% of the vote. people agree that there should be a Khan on bike, and that this model is what it should look like. Games Workshop, take note. So as I applaud myself, we'll move on to the community category and all 46 entries in that category. Jesus Christ. So I might butcher some people's names during this and pronunciations of things. Don't at me, these are all screen names. Apologies if I butcher your name. So first of all, we have Newell with Blood Angel. Now I always think that the Stormcast bits are great for Marines, and you can see here that those wings fit on the jetpack really, really well. If people do want to add wings back to their Blood Angels, now they've been deleted, the wings from Stormcast are a great option. Good work, Noel. Danonator has made this Traitor Guard. This is a nice, neat paint job. I really like that nice little highlight on the cable there, popping up the hazard stripe cables. Really neat paint job. Also, Danonator has included a little bit of lore. The Traitor Guard Rough Rider. This is a Councilor's Traitor Guard Rough Rider. Their theory is the traitor host would have long eaten their noble steeds. So now they've got these mechanical ones. Sound. Now, number 3, Skitarii Marshal Sigma 7 with this Imperial Knights build. They've included a little bit more information. The Jump Armiger. Just thought a flying mech would be the insane sort of thing a random tech priest would try and make. And yes, they work really well as its shoulders. We used to the armor just having some big shoulder pads, you know, like everything in 40k. But these engines seem to fit this like they were meant to be there. So that's really, really good. And you've used a lot of transfers on here, but I think they all fit really nicely along with the camo pattern. It's very busy, but very, I don't know, it works. It's kind of like punky. I like it. Good job. Now, number 4 is Typhus with this Chaos Space Marine. Typhus, the actual Space Marine? Is that just Space Marine? So I have no further information on this one, but this one looks like it's painted in World Eater colours, and it's got this cool little sidekick. That is something I'd like to know a little bit more lore about, actually. What the hell is that thing? It's got like a Kroot head, and maybe a ghoul body? Whatever mutant freak that is. That's cool. Now, number 5, Skitarii Marshal Sigma 7 is back with a Tau entry. I did say you could enter multiple armies, but only one for each army. But this is a heavily weaponized Tau suit here. I like this. As someone who has a Tau army, I am not a massive fan of all the little drones you need to go with everything. Oh my god, I get that they like part of the lore and they do kind of look cool as a swarm, but what a ball ache. So if you could put all the weaponry on one suit, I would be down for that rather than having so many drones buzzing around a board if you've gone with a lot of suits. Sound. And next is Joe of Arc with Admech. Oh, and this is a throne for a tech priest. Hell yeah. I really like this. Whether it's still counting as a doom crawler, which I assume so because, you know, he's big, but this is perfect. He's been wired in nicely. It really looks like this is just the pilot for this thing, and the tech priest is in charge and the tank goes where he thinks. Very, very nice. Next we have Yamawaki with Imperial Agents Crusaders. Agents have priests who could attach to these, and it would also allow the wider Imperium to use them. I like these little zealots with the swords from the old great swords from old fantasy. I do like those swords, especially the wiggly ones. And that's a nice little bit of non-metallic metal on there. I'm a big fan of having more inquisitorial aspects in 40k, and I think that's what Agents in the Imperium should have leaned more into rather than just smashing everything together. Just do Inquisition. Just do Inquisition, please, Games Workshop. And next is Defry with some Orcs. Let's have a look at this. Oh, hell yeah. Rogue Trader era Runtbot. Yes, which could be attached to a unit of Gretchen and provide them with a force field effect. Hell yeah, those little squishy boys, which I love, need a little bit of saving. But this is cool. Is that a bottle cap in there? We need some more crazy bots like this back in the Orcs desperately. And after this, Soive Joy with some Custodies. Let's have a little look at these. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Now, this is obviously the meme, but hell yeah, the one who's clamped it in between his legs is perfect. The Emperor's finest. I'm going to say that these guys are my winners of this if they don't win the entire thing. Hell yeah, look at that dude. Oh, shooting with the Emperor's glory right in your mum's face. Hell yeah, boys. Men only want one thing, and this is it. Ridiculous. This is so stupid, and I've still got so many to go. Okay. Next is Ezri is real with some Tau. Let's have a little look. Ooh, yeah, nice big frozen. Is that? I'm trying to work out where that's from. Is that like a Custodies machine? What is that bit? I really like this different look for the Tau, this more rounded look rather than their quite square armor. I do think a little bit of variation in the Tau. The tanks are quite round and smooth, but the suits seem to always be incredibly blocky, and I think this little bit of variation would be nice in the army. Also, big gun. Hell yeah. Right, 11. Waldo the Waffle with Tyranids. Tyranids do not have a rhino, so I made one, a transport to help some little to mid-sized bugs get to the back of the table or protect them from a round of shooting would be nice. So this is colourful. This is some Skittles, the kind of Tyranids here. And oh, oh, that's disgusting. But it's so much better than it makes a lot more sense than the one that they're coming out the front of the big bug. Just turn that around and let nature take its course and squirt them out the back like Ace Ventura. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I really like this. This could just be the model, you know. This is good. It just looks like a Tyranid like model. Like, well done, you've designed this and it fits in perfectly. Top marks. Next, we have some Imperial Fists, I believe. Yes, from Bud Jet. Now this is an Imperial Fist. Look at that shield. Immovable objects. Hell yeah, this is what they need a lot more of. They need to feel like you're just going to dunk up against them, and that's the Imperial Fists. You ain't moving them. So this is kind of perfect for that with the shield and the big shotgun bolter. Nice. Next we have someone's name I'm going to butcher. Metres Fazu 12 with Orcs. So this is a cool little Dakacopter drone thing, I believe. That looks like a faceplate from like a Morkanaut or something like that. But yeah, cool. With the Necron salvage gun underneath. This is along the same kind of thing of orcs looting other little races, bits and bobs. This needs to be back in. It's in the lore. Can we have it back in the models, please? That would be really, really good. And 14, we have Bear Necessities. They are one of my Patreons, and they are making these cool hover versions of other vehicles. I've seen a lot of it in the Discord. I am about in the Discord. I'm haunting you and just spying on you. If you do want to talk to me, just tag me and I'm there. Amazing little hover thing for the Ravengard. So this, it makes a lot of sense. It would make a lot less noise for the Ravengard, and it just looks like it's meant to be like this. Using those hover bits that are like the other hover vehicles for the Space Marines makes a lot of sense. I myself, as a White Scars fan, am a fan of the buggies on wheels, but that makes sense for White Scars. It doesn't make so much sense for Sneaky Ravengard, but this does. After that, we have Archonch KH with the Salamander's Dragon. Hell yeah. This is a kit bash that I've thought about doing myself, putting a Salamander on a Salamander, because I think that'd be a good video. But they've done it. They've done it for me. I don't need to make that video anymore. Thank you. This is it. On their home planet, they have like dragons and big lizards. So where are they? Give us one, Games Workshop, please. Next, we have Ducky Empire with the Iron Hands Terminator Tech Marine. Now this is a chunky boy. This guy's, they need it. They need one. Why don't we have one of these? We don't have one of these? Like, We need more Tech Marines. Also Tech Marine on a bike for White Scars, but Terminator Tech Marine for Iron Hands is necessary. Make it, G-dubs. 17. Mobile Suit Gundad for the Space Wolves Shield Brother in Gravis armor. It's a Space Wolves version of a Blade Guard / Inner Circle Companion / Sanguinary Guard. So this is like their elite troops, and I like it. I think the shield is nice. The shield, you've got some nice Space Wolves details on there. Why doesn't it exist? This is going to be a running theme that all this stuff should exist already. Why doesn't it? After that we have Melek with an Astra Militarum, Custom Astartes, Militarum Army, Fangs of Fenris, Heavy Deep Strike Unit, used in a small pack to wreak havoc behind lines, their sabotage supply lines, before the true assault begins. This is avatar suits that Space Marines have with big legs. We have the suits. I have one of those suits myself. What are they called? Invictus Tactical War Suits. I have one of them myself, and it doesn't feel quite right. I think this version feels a lot better. The other one has the same problem that the Grey Knight's baby carrier has, where it feels like a baby carrier. This is good. We are not even halfway there. Right. Ferio von Kefiro. Sisters of Battle, Saracen Riders. Okay. Oh, cool. So they've used the... what are they called now? The High Elves from Age of Sigmar. They've used the like dinosaur things that they ride on, which are cool as hell, and then put Sisters of Battle on top of them. Yeah, it suits. It gives them a nice cavalry option that isn't just horses, which is something that the Imperium might need, because they don't just own Earth-like planets, they own a bunch of other planets with other different species on. And this is a nice way to kind of include that Imperial nature in all of the armies, put something a little bit different in there. Now we have Flesh Gremlin with Chaos Orcs. If other humanoid species can afford a Chaos, why not Orcs? I agree that we should be able to have Chaos Orcs, and this is some kind of Orc Centaur, which is cool as hell, using an old Chaos Warrior horse there. Let's have Orc Chaos Centaurs. Why not? Darth Peter with World Eaters Red Butchers. Hell yeah, big old Terminators. Those World Eater heads with the nails look really nice in those Terminator hoods. I am a big fan of this. This is good work here, Peter. I like the chain you've put across them as well. I think these wouldn't look out of place at all in a World Eater army, and it's something like a bit more heavily armoured. I know Khorne likes people stripped to the waist. He's into that, but I do think that this version could provide a bit more survivability for them. And then we have Box Fort 2 with the Space Marines Custom Chapter Master. So I am going to just do a little edit because this one's blue, and I'm going to say that this, well, I have no further information, so I am going to say that this is a successor of the Ultramarines because I have no information, and I am going to count that as that category fulfilled. Really cool. Nice custom head there from the snipers, making it a little bit different. A few different options for chapter masters. We should all have our chapter masters for the factions on the web store, but we don't. Now this is a subtle one from Oscar the Artificer with Aldari. They have this lovely paint job, really lovely paint job on this thing. It looks like a bit of stippling, blending. It looks good. It looks really good. But the subtleness of this Kitbash is they have changed it to smooth it out a little bit more, make it a little bit more sleek, like the body condoms that the Eldar like to wear, and I think that does suit it. They've included a photo of another one to show the modifications they've changed, which is nice, and this is a lot more sensible for the Eldari to have these smoother ships without all the workings and junk showing like Imperial stuff. Good work. Now, Baba Ryion with Tau. This is a cool little crawler mech. If we're going to have a billion drones everywhere, let's have a cool kind of couple of other mechs. It's got some funky arms on the side, which I am quite a fan of these goofy arms. I don't know if it suits the Tau vibe, but I like them. I like them, and I quite like the painterly grimdark style on this. So yeah. Really good little mech. Now this next one is from Aria Morningstar. Big shout out to Aria, major player in the community, the Lizard of Doom Discord and the Patreon. They help put all of this together. They do the admin side for the community faction. A lot of work. So thank you very much to them. And thank you for entering and just being a hero of the community. Round of applause for Aria. Right, their entry. It's a cool little Chaos Knight thing. Hang on. Is there extra info? Chaos Knights. I wanted something to look like it was fully mutated by the warp exposure. Counts as War Dog's Brigand. And yeah, cool as hell. Why are they all the same shape? I don't know. But this Forge Fiend parts I'm seeing here, this is a very nice little Kitbash, and I would love to play it. It's disgusting. Yeah, it looks kind of mutated and a bit nurgly. Especially with the little Nurgle demon on top there, the little Nurgling. But yeah, this is really a really nice Kitbash. Nothing looks out of place. Like it doesn't. It's very easy to go too much when doing something like this, and they haven't. They've kept it spot on. Good work, Area. 27. We have Gagoto with Tyrannid's Doom of Malantai. I'm sure that means something to people out there. I'm not that deep in Tyrannid lore, so it's a cool ass brain boy. I do like that brain. Looks a bit like a, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean, if you know what I mean. It's a nice different option for a big brain bug. We've got a couple of brain bugs, and I'm really down to add more to that line of disgusting, throbbing members of disgusting brain bugs. Good work. We have General AMV with some Valhallans, a different branch of the Imperial Guard, not Cadians. And yeah, nice little Winter's hat on them there. Yeah, it's lovely to see some different guard. Cadians are great. Catachan need updating. I believe they're getting that soon though, hopefully. But it's nice to see other worlds existing with their own guards members, because there are so many of them, and the Valhallans are quite an iconic one, and it's good to see them. Next we have Zaros with Imperial Knights Surf Charger. Hell yeah, a little dude riding. Yeah, this is what Imperial Knights is cool, having all the big models and stuff. But it becomes very hard to fill small points gaps in your army. It's really good to put smaller things in armies with those big things, because then you get the true sense of scale. This is something that I would say is needed in the Imperial Knights army. Something small like this lovely little charger, to add a sense of scale to the bigger things. 30 with Zaros again, because you can enter multiple factions, is taking a leaf out of my book with the Gundam conversions. This is the Leagues of Votann aspect of Votann. Look at this big cool robot boy. This is really nice, and do you know what? You've used something I was going to do, actually. I was going to do this at some point. Let me know the bits you used though, because I want to have a go at that head and that chest plate. They look awesome. Good work. You beat me to it on this one. 31. Boy de Chanel. Lovely work on this hellish kind of Thousand Suns Hellbrute, making it look a lot less Black Legion and fitting in a lot more with the kind of goat head and the kind of creepy tentacles and the eyes on the gun and the beak. Yes, this is a really good interpretations of a Thousand Suns Hellbrute. Good work, top marks. And Soive Joy with another entry for Deathwatch. This is a Primaris Watchmaster. Please, I am on the side of the fence that Primaris are better. They are just better models. I'm sorry, old heads, deal with it. Don't at me. But Primaris are better models. We just need everything updated into Primaris. Do it, please, James Workshop. 33 with Faker Shinobi, Chaos Space Marine Biker Champion. Yes, give all the options that the Space Marines have to the Chaos Space Marines, please, because they should have it. It just should. You should just be able to do it. Don't limit us. Give us stat blocks for everything Space Marines have as a Chaos version. You don't need to do the models. We'll do that ourselves. We've shown this today. Games Workshop. Choked on my own rage. Games Workshop. Just give us the rules and we'll make our own models from here, I think, because we seem to be doing a top job compared to you providing us what we want. 34 is the British fella with this Orcs Grot character. Hell yeah, an orc in some massive power armor. Those are bits of a killer can? Those look like bits of a killer can. I do want a Grot war boss. I want an option to take a Grot as my leader. I'm choking on my own rage again and I'm getting upset. Let me have a drink. I've talked a lot. I want an option to take a Grot as the leader of my army. Let me do it, please. Good job, the British fella. We're getting there. Drakenholm with Astra Militarum Penal Squad. Penal Squad. Yet another aspect of the Guard from the lore that is not represented in the models. We need our prisoners, our people that we are using till they die to go out there and fight for the Emperor and earn their redemption. Really nice. I like the whip conversion for the Commissar to just drive them forwards. And yeah, orange jumpsuit kind of colour on the armour. Looking good. Robot Ninja 101 Chaos Knights. Demon Engine War Dog to synergize with demon units. Oh, hell yeah, you've gone for it with them tentacles, and I think it's paid off. Yes, a more warp corrupted machine there than they are normally. I think those are really nice tentacles that they look like you sculpted them yourself, and they're really perfectly fitting in there. So this is a really good job, as is Aria's earlier. Not going too far, because you could have just done tentacles forever. But you've done it on one arm, and you've done it coming out of the body and one leg. So that is really, really nice. And now we have Echelon not Poven. Sorry if I butchered that. With a Chaos Space Marine. Now these guys are some Iron Warriors. Hell yeah, brother. They have the nice kind of like chunky feel of an Iron Warrior. And we need to update the Chaos Space Marines, because I know they don't have the Primaris tech in the law, but they're Chaos empowered. Humans with Chaos powers get bigger and stronger. Give us bigger Marines. Make them match their Imperial counterpart. Good job. Kill not Perven. Sorry if I butchered it again. 38. My god, this is a beautiful entry. Who's this? This is from Guts. Makes sense. Deathcard. Now this is a hell of a piece. This, like, if this hasn't won, I'll be surprised. This is one of the nicest painted things in this. This is beautiful. I can't even... The barbed wire on the mace is a lovely touch. The little serfs, gross little people underneath. Demon faces on the knee pads. Oh my lord. Sorry, homoerotic custodies. I did love you. But this is now taking my lizard's choice. Oh, the teeth on the base. There's just so much cool stuff in this one. Nice. Good job. Good job. This is my lizard's choice. So far. I may betray you like I betrayed the custodians. Sorry. I'm a Y-Wolf with this, and that wasn't a statement, that's their name. I'm a Y-Wolf with Aldari Kandras. Cool. I'm a big fan of miniatures in a kind of relaxed, casual stance. Not everyone has to be like, Kung Fu all the time. Did you see my Crocs then? I'm wearing Crocs. Yeah, not everyone has to be Kung Fu all the time. I really like... It looks like they're on some corrupted planet, and that blade is just gross and squelched into the floor there. Nice. Well, this is a big boy. This is Artius with Astra Militarum Armoured Command Vehicle. Hell yeah. So this... Is this an Orc vehicle that you've looted back? Or is it? Is it? What the hell is this made of? Right, I don't know. But it looks cool, and it looks kind of like a real thing from our world, which I'm a big fan of the Astra Militarum having, because they're just army dudes. Really nice paint job. It looks like, you know, troops that are in the Middle East. Nice. Good job. Caius with Space Wolves, Wolfen Blade Guard. And that seems to be popular. We've had two kind of options for this. And hell yeah. Look at them arms, boy. These guys have been curling on Fenris. Oh, old paint pots too. Nice, nice. Big fan of like custom versions of specific units, because stuff like the Blade Guard, the way they're adorned doesn't suit stuff like Space Wolves flavor wise. DM with no life. Orc Sniper. Now, there is something quite funny about an Orc Sniper because Orcs are notoriously bad at shooting. So I would really like the rules to reflect this. Like, if you hit something, they're dead. That thing is gone. But if you miss, it might be bad for other people near that target, friend or foe. That would be good rules for this. And then we have loopholes with Tau. Ooh, a Tau biker. Yeah, nice. Nice little bit of basing there. I believe that's a bit of bark you've put on there to make that little rock face. But yeah, I like the idea of Tau on bikes. I think they need to do more with their troops. They've got so many suits. So many suits. What about your foot soldiers? Can we have a little bit of development of them, such as this? That would be good. Joho-yo. Sorry if I said your name wrong. I said it really weird, at least. And with this Thousand Suns Exalted Demon Prince. Now, let me zoom in on this boy. Alright, I might be betraying Nurgle here. No, I'm going to put them on the same level. So my people's choices, my lizard's choices, go Custodes, then on the same level, this beautiful Demon Prince alongside the Nurgle one. I think that those two factions offer a load of different choices. The books flying around on the chains, the flames. Ooh, you did it good. You did good here. This is nice. The beautiful kind of array of colour on the wings. Yeah, solid entry. If this isn't up there on the voting, I'll be surprised. Right now, I have no idea on the final vote. I know there's a top 4 because we're having to do a revote. We're having to do a revote on those ones because they tied for first place. So if this isn't up there, I'll be surprised. And now X1 with the Orcs Train. Look at this, another beautiful different option. I believe this is mostly scratch built. This is a lot of bits of plasticard and cool different things. The wire on the front. This is such a cool idea for an Orc vehicle. Why do they have to all look like tanks? This is really cool. Good job, X1. You won one of the previous ones, and I can see why. You're good at building this stuff. And then finally, our final entry, I've made it to the end, is HL with this Demons entry. Look at these juicy plague toads. You squeeze them and all the pus would come out. That's disgusting. But yeah, nice bit of speed to these plague toads as well. The Forge World ones were very stationary, and I like the fact that I now feel like I've got to run. So yeah, really nice entry from HL. We've made it. We are here. That is 51 kitbashes of models that should exist in Warhammer 40k that Games Workshop won't make, so we made them ourselves as a community. I'm very proud of the community. So all in all, the only factions that we didn't hit with this are Black Templar, Grey Knights, Drukhari, Genestealer Cults, and Necrons. Very surprised there's not a Necron there in this, because Necrons are really popular. Not so surprised at the other ones. That means that the factions that we hit from the GW website, that's what I'm going by, all the factions listed there separately, are, ready for the list, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Deathwatch, Imperial Fists, Iron Hands, Ravengard, Salamanders, Space Wolves, Ultramarines, White Scars, Adeptus Sororitas, Adeptus Custodes, Adeptus Mechanicus, Agents of the Imperium, Astra Militarum, Imperial Knights, Chaos Demons, Chaos Knights, Chaos Space Marines, Deathcard, Thousand Suns, World Eaters, Aldari, Orcs, Tau, and Tyranids. That is a lot of factions. So I'm feeling really blessed that I have a community that can come together like this and help me out in this awesome kind of amalgamation of everyone's talent with all these lovely entries. Let's see who has won. So going over to Patreon for the vote. I mentioned that we'd cut it down to a final 4 because we had to. Honourable mention to number 3, Skitarii Marshal Sigma 7, the Imperial Knights Jump Armiger. That one came 4th. So not a prize winner, but you were tied with all of them before we did the revote. So good to know that you're up there. Sorry, no prize. In 3rd place is Archonch CH with the Salamanders kitbash that I was thinking of doing one day. So that's very well earned. That is something that needs to exist in this universe. In 2nd place is X1, who won a previous one, now comes 2nd in this one. They have got the train. So this is a lovely kitbash. Lots of talent going in there for most of it being scratch built. And then in first place, Thousand Suns Exalted Demon Prince. Congratulations on first place. You get to pick which brush set you want from Chronicle cards, and then I'll pass it on to X1 for them to pick one, and then I'll pass it on to Archonch CH, and they'll get to pick, well, they'll get the last one. Sorry, Archon, you get what's left, but you get it for free, and you'll all get your thingy bobs, your seals that I'm going to make in a video making trophies for this painting competition. So you get to see me make your own personalized ones of those, and I have refined the process since I made that one. Also, Joe Heyo, you also get $60 worth of paints from Pro Acryl. Now that can either be in single paints or it can be in sets of paints. Let me talk to them and get them for you, and I will send them out for you. DM me if you're a winner to collect your prizes. Thank you all for watching this. Thank you to my patrons. Check out the new Halloween merch. I've got the Nosferatu style Lizard of Doom t-shirt on here. Big Lizard of Doom on the back. Yeah. Don't know if you can see it. And I've also got a Frankenstein themed one as well at lizardofdoom.com. So thank you also to Only Games Crates for sponsoring this. The link for them is down below. This has been a lot of work. At this point when I'm filming it, I don't know if I'm hitting deadline because I've had roofers on my roof. I film in my attic and it's been very loud. So I've got a hell of an edit ahead of me. So make sure you better leave a comment and a like for this video, because this has been a lot of work. Not only have I made my own project, Aria's helped me as well, and we've dealt with a lot of questions and a lot of stuff. So thank you very much for supporting Lizard of Doom, also the Patreon. Think about that. I'm going to go now. Remember, it is not a pile of shame. It is a pile of future fun. See you next time, kids. Peace.